Within the masterful work of J.R.R. Tolkien, The Silmarillion, lies all the secrets of how the universe came to be. This monumental epic unfolds the birth and legendary tales of a mythic world, of Arda, that didn't exist before. Before the birth of time and existence, the only entity that existed was Eru Ilúvatar, known as the One. Alone in the profound emptiness of the void, he created the Ainur, divine beings, a manifestation of his deepest thoughts. The Ainur, however, were not passive spectators but fundamental creators in the spectacle that was about to unfold. Each was gifted with distinct powers and an understanding of the world that was yet to be. In their play, their learning, and their creation, they gave rise to the music of the Ainur. This was more than a mere song, but a divine symphony so intricate and profound that it resulted in the birth of Middle-earth. The harmonious symphony of the Ainur stirred something within Ilúvatar. Their combined efforts, their mutual dreams crafted a vision so breathtaking and diverse that Ilúvatar felt compelled to animate it. By his will, the dream morphed into a living, breathing world. In this way, Arda was conceived from the void. Thus begins our journey through the Silmarillion, a tale of creation, epic legends, and the intricate world of Middle. In the gathering of the Ainur, a celestial congregation of divine spirits, there were those who were revered for their power, known as the Valar. These Valar, supreme and mighty, made the conscious choice to descend to Arda, the world they yearned to shape and bring to life. Amongst them was Melkor, a spirit filled with unimaginable power, the mightiest of the Valar. Driven by his hunger for power and dominance, Melkor sought to seize control of, to bend it to his will. This sparked a chain of events, giving birth to the first of many epic conflicts among them. The history of Arda was painted with the struggles between Melkor and the Valar. The battleground was set, opponents chosen, and a saga of power, greed, and control was about to unfold. On one side was Melkor, the embodiment of power and control, yearning for the throne of Arda. On the other hand, the other Valar, a collective force of divine, were united by a single leader, Manwë. Theirs was a fight for the preservation of harmony and order, a fight against the chaos and tyranny that Melkor threatened to unleash upon Arda. Each conflict more intense than the last, their adventures and battles were not just fights for control, but epic tales of valor, endurance, and determination, stories that went on to shape the very fabric of Arda itself. As we delve deeper into our tale, we encounter the fabled Silmarils, 3 jewels of unmatched beauty, crafted by none other than Fëanor, the most skilled and gifted of the elven race. These Silmarils were not just mere trinkets but luminous reservoirs, capturing the divine light of the 2 trees, the original beacon of illumination in the realm of Arda. The allure of these resplendent gems was irresistible, ensnaring the hearts and minds, including the powerful entity Melkor. This overwhelming lust for possession of the Silmarils culminated in a series of thrilling and dangerous escapades. The peaceful tranquility of Arda was shattered as the desire for the Silmarils spiraled into a catastrophic war. Unforeseen alliances were forged and broken, and the battlefield witnessed unprecedented acts of valor and treachery. The pinnacle of these tumultuous events, the audacious theft of the Silmarils. The gems were stolen under the cloak of darkness, plunging Arda into an era of despair and turmoil. The aftermath of the theft saw Fëanor and his disciples banished from their homeland, driven into exile, with the lament for the stolen Silmarils echoing in their hearts. The adventures and misadventures surrounding the creation and theft of the Silmarils shaped the very essence of our epic tale. Before we delve into the tumultuous War of the Jewels, let's take a moment to appreciate the rich and diverse fantasy world that Tolkien has crafted. Middle-earth, a land of vast landscapes, stretches from the tranquil pastures of the Shire to the ominous fiery pits of Mordor. This world is inhabited by a myriad of creatures, from the humble hobbits and the ageless elves to the menacing orcs and the terrifying dragons. Each species speaks its own intricate language and follows unique cultural practices, adding depth and realism to this fantastical world. This immersive world, full of detail and complexity, is a testament to Tolkien's genius, and is a key reason why his works continue to captivate audiences. Now, with this understanding of Middle-earth's grandeur, let's move on to the epic of the War of the Jewels. As we navigate the lore of Middle-earth, it's essential to appreciate the stunning visual representation of this world. Let's embark on a visual journey through the iconic landscapes and characters of The Lord of the Rings. From the lush, verdant hills of the Shire, the towering trees of Lothlorien, to the stark, desolate plains of Mordor, each locale is rendered with meticulous detail, making Middle-earth feel like a living, breathing world. Next, we turn our attention to the inhabitants of this world. Key characters like the brave hobbit Frodo Baggins, the wise wizard Gandalf, the fearless warrior Aragorn, and the terrifying Dark Lord Sauron, each have been brought to life with intricate, distinctive designs, making them instantly recognizable and memorable. Central to this narrative is the One Ring, a simple golden band, yet its unassuming appearance belies its immense power. Its presence is felt throughout the narrative, a constant reminder of the looming threat that binds all the characters together. These graphics, full of depth and detail, bring to life the epic saga that is The Lord of the Rings, enhancing our understanding and appreciation of Tolkien's masterpiece. Now, with this visual context in mind, let's delve into the epic of the War of the Jewels. The War of the Jewels, a fierce and unforgettable battle for the Silmarils, unfolds as an epic saga brimming with heroism, betrayal, and heart-wrenching tragedy. This war saw the advent of numerous legendary heroes, who through their grit and courage, shaped the course of this conflict. From daring raids behind enemy lines to intense skirmishes on the battlefield, every tale of bravery added a new chapter to the annals of Middle-earth's history. In this grand spectacle of war, fierce armies clashed under the banners of mighty kingdoms, the ground with the thunderous charge of cavalry, skies darkened by the arrow's rain, and seas churned under the force of naval assaults. Lush landscapes were transformed into fields of strife, and the once peaceful air echoed with the clamor of steel against steel, cries of the wounded, and the roars of victory and defeat. These battles came at a heavy price. Great kingdoms that once stood tall fell into dust, their glory wiped away by the unforgiving tide of war. In the end, this monumental struggle culminated in the closing of the First Age of Middle-earth, marking an end to an era of myths and legends. The Silmarillion proceeds to intricately narrate the thrilling adventures and dramatic demise of Númenor, a grand island realm bestowed upon mankind by the Valar. The origins of Númenor's rise in power are the stuff of legends, marked by great conquests, epic battles, and unrivaled prosperity. But as they expanded their dominion, their ego inflated exponentially. They let the intoxicating scent of power cloud their judgment, leading them to challenge the Valar in a foolish pursuit of immortality. This audacious defiance set into motion a series of events that concluded with a striking downfall. Númenor was crushed, its once proud towers toppled, and its people scattered, marking a tragic end to an era of greatness. This calamity caused a significant shift in the world's structure, reshaping it forever. The climactic chapter of the Silmarillion sweeps us into the riveting saga of the Rings of Power and the malevolent Dark Lord Sauron. The cunning Sauron, with his silver-tongued deceit, ensnared the unsuspecting elves into the formidable task of forging these rings of immense power. The elves, oblivious to Sauron's sinister plot, labored tirelessly to create 16 beautiful and powerful rings, each shimmering with a different hue, symbolizing the powers they held. What the elves didn't know was that Sauron had a master plan, a strategy that marked the dawn of a new age of darkness. He secretly forged the One Ring to rule them all, in the fiery depths of Mount Doom. The inscription on the One Ring, etched in the black speech of Mordor, testified to its power. One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all and in the darkness bind them. The creation of the One Ring, a masterstroke of Sauron's treachery, set the stage for the epic events that unfold in The Lord of the Rings. As the One Ring sought its master, it triggered a series of adventures, conspiracies and battles that would forever change the fate of Middle-earth. In conclusion, the Silmarillion masterfully brings to life the rich history of Middle-earth, taking us from its inception by master creator Eru Ilúvatar and the celestial Ainur to the rise and eventual decline of great empires. At its heart, the tale revolves around the Silmarils, these priceless jewels that inspire awe and envy, leading to a catastrophic war that reshaped the world. These gems, crafted by the skilled elf Fëanor, radiated a light that was much coveted, setting off a chain of events marked by treachery and bloodshed. The Silmarillion also delves deep into the tragedy of Númenor, the island kingdom that dared to defy the gods. Once a proud and prosperous civilization, it succumbed to its fatal flaw, hubris. Allured into challenging the divine, Númenor was swallowed by the sea, its glory and grandeur erased for eternity. Tale serves as a cautionary reminder of the destructive power of unchecked ambition. The narrative then shifts towards the creation of the Rings of Power, masterpieces that held the power to reshape destinies. Forged in the fires of Mount Doom by the Dark Lord Sauron, these rings became pivotal in triggering the epic events unfurled in The Lord of the Rings. Despite the darkness and despair that often engulf Middle-earth, the Silmarillion brilliantly emphasizes an unyielding theme of hope. Amongst tales of power, ambition, and treachery, it illustrates how, even in the bleakest of times, there's always a ray of light, a Silmaril, waiting to be found. It instills the belief that hope, like a persistent flame, continues to flicker the face of adversity. Even when all seems lost, there's always a glimmer of optimism, a possibility for change and redemption. So, through the trials, tribulations, and triumphs of Middle-earth, the Silmarillion teaches us that hope is an enduring force, a beacon that guides us through our darkest hours.